Now, a couple weeks ago, my skid steer started losing power. At first, it wasn't obvious, and around here it's early April. I'm in northeastern Ohio. Everything's wet, the ground's soft, and I'm working in conditions that aren't ideal. Anyway, the engine sounded normal, but the machine just didn't have the power it usually does. I felt that when I was making turns or driving through a bunch of goo, and it didn't just feel right. And before I continue, my name's Brad Kemp. I'm with Blue Nile Farm, and you know, I spent a lot of time dealing with a lot of mechanical issues on the farm. And when things pop up, I try to fix them as quick as I can and try to do as much as I can by myself. But anyway, to continue with the story, over the next couple of weeks, I just kept feeling that this machine was not getting worse. And it would move a little, then all of a sudden one day it just slowed way down. And I was driving through a lot of boggy, gooey stuff to the point where it almost would stop. And sometimes it would actually have to shut the machine off and it turned back on again and it would start back up and move. So I tried to get to a safe area so I can assess the issue. But it happened on several different occasions and I was just happy to get out of the mess. Then I finally got a warning light and then there was an error code that said E9036. That's when I knew something wasn't right. So instead of guessing, I grabbed my phone and I utilized ChatGPT and I ran it through the AI. I gave it everything I knew about the machine. I told it it was a Kubota SVL90-2. I was losing travel power, the engine's running normal, and that code 9036. And once I gave it the correct information, it pointed me toward an air restriction issue. They gave me a clear direction to start. So instead of just chasing random problems, I worked it through. And it started with the simplest thing first. I started with the air intake system. I pulled the air filter, and of course it was completely plugged. I blew it out the best I could, and I was still pretty black, but it was still good enough to get me through the rest of the day because there I had so much mud caked in. And right away I noticed a huge difference. The machine started running better, and I knew it wasn't the real fix, but I knew the next day I was going to run down to the Kubota dealer and pick up a new filter, and they cost about $36. Just to give you a real quick comparison, here's the old filter, here's the new filter. It's like night and day. So we're going to put the new filter in, and I should not worry about that trouble code. I was back to full power. The problem was solved. And now there's one more thing I had to do. And above the air cleaner, there's a small indicator that was showing red. I pushed that button back in, cleared the system out. This little canister right here was actually showing red, and I had to push the button in, and that's basically tell you when it is red that the filter is restricted. So after replacing the filter, I pushed the button, like I said, back into reset, and that confirmed everything was back to normal. Now here's the point I'm trying to get at. AI gave me the starting point. It pointed me in the right direction, but it's still up to me to make it through the problem and verify what I'm actually looking at. I don't just rely on it to give me straight answers, and if it does, that's a bonus. But if it gives me a starting point, that's what I'm looking for. You know, what it really does is gives you the idea of something to work toward the right way. You're not blind anymore. You got a direction. You got possibilities. You can start checking things the right way instead of just guessing. And that's what made the difference here. And it made it done quickly. And then there's another piece to what I'm trying to say. Is AI is a tool. It's only as good as the information you give it. And if you don't describe the problem clearly, what the machine's doing, and the conditions and any codes that you see, you're not going to get the right direction back. So it really comes down to the operator of the AI. You've got to ask the right questions and give it the right details. The better you get at communicating with your AI, the better the results are going to be. And I utilize it for so many different things that it kind of all has an idea of what I'm trying to do. And it has to be clear when you give it inputs. Clear inputs lead to clear direction. Now, for me, I'll be honest, I use AI more than I use YouTube. And if I got a problem, I go to AI first because it gives me the direction fast. It helps me think things through. But there are times I still go to YouTube, especially if I need to actually see something done. Because sometimes you actually do need to see something, visualize it, because words only go so far. So I use both. But I use them differently. AI to think it through. I use YouTube to see it done, and then I decide what works. And since then, I've been using the skid steer with no problems. Everything's running exactly the way it should, and you can feel the power back in it. And I've been able to keep working without any issues. Now, would I have eventually figured it out? Probably. But AI helped me, point me in the right direction, and it did it quickly. And once I fixed it, I didn't have to keep chasing other problems. So now there's one other thing I want to talk about. I want to point this out. I was comfortable doing this repair, but if you're not, that's where YouTube comes in, because you can take what AI tells you and go watch someone actually do something on YouTube. Maybe it's something simple like this, or maybe it's something more involved, but you can see it step by step. So sometimes AI is enough, and sometimes you just need to see it. And the goal is just to use whatever gets you to the right direction. And that's what this really comes down to. AI gives you the direction, YouTube shows you how, and you make that decision. I've used AI to help diagnose and fix this problem. If you found this helpful, I got more videos coming where I use the same approach on other real world projects. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Be safe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.